All right. So it seems we are finally live, guys. After waiting for our liches to gather all little pieces of their pieces of bones and everything and reattach. I mean, I understand, guys, you have a lot of bones and your body's kind of like a puzzle and you have to put them back in your sockets, but you guys took a little bit longer than expected today to put all those bones back. Well, for the past 2 weeks, I've been battling with a vocal curse, something very insidious that the gods of fate have taken my curse, and now my narration sounds a little bit sultry, rasp, kind of a duck performing ASMR. So tonight I'll be using a little bit more of voice filters for this session. Forgive me, the audience, but I'm sure it should run smoothly all the same. And the tension in the campaign is growing ever higher. So probably a little bit more voice filter would help.
All right. So, for those of you who have been joining us for the first time, if this is Payback is a Lich, a campaign where a party of undead spellcasters that once populated 2 timelines now have mixed and matched themselves in order to try and take down the big baddie of the Lich's multiverse, the Lich god Vecna. They were once known as the 9 o'clock Liches, as the very first part of this campaign. When we were running, you had several of the Liches trying to gather the rod of 7 parts, and at that point there were only 1. And it turns out that there was an almost identical party in a timeline just 10 minutes apart. In that party, the 6th member of the party, Necrolumpa, was not a member of this party, but an apprentice of Vecna. And in the other timeline, Drazov, who is now a member of this party, was the apprentice of Vecna. Turns out that when Vecna, in an act of frustration, wished for a different apprentice, the 2 realities merged and overlapped into a single unstable timeline, doubling certain individuals, apparently erasing others, and making reality itself a kind of a tangled mess. Now, the Left-Hand Horrors, the name of the alternative brand for the 9 o'clock Liches, have managed to gather 6 of the parts of the rod of 7 parts. Unaware that they have done that, their competition, Kaz, only possesses a few pieces, and they have a pending deal with Kaz to switch pieces of the rod they are gathering with some of the pieces of the rod that Kaz is gathering, because yes, now there are 2 rods of 7 parts, so 14 parts. What Kaz is unaware, however, is that one of the pieces of the rod of 7 parts that he's trying to gather is forever trapped in one of the Lady of Pain's maze, a extra-dimensional plane. Yes, it seems that that's Kaz's own fault. The Liches now are seeking to complete their collection before Kaz realizes that he can never truly finish his own rod of 7 parts, so that they can use this artifact and the ancient power of this artifact to undo what Vecna is doing with the multiverse. Vecna is currently rewriting reality, and in that rewriting, he became the mother of dragons, the goddess of magic, and the demon overlord of the abyss, of all the layers of the abyss. Vecna is amassing incredible amount of powers across the multiverse and taking portfolios of gods and changing things. And why should he be the one deserving to do that? Why should Vecna be the one rewriting and accelerating the changes in reality? No, 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 no. This is a much better done and executed job by the members of our party, and that's why they are here, guys. They're not here to save the multiverse. They are here to do what Vecna is doing, but better. To usurp his throne, to try and take down his power and get their payback. Because, yes, Vecna has crossed the wrong set of liches. So we hope. But before we tell you a little bit more about what happened in the last session, let's meet our protagonists tonight. So tonight we have Creek, our lord of questionable choices. Creek is a wild card lich with an impulse problem. Sometimes he can accidentally sign sugar daddy contracts on purposes with succubi. Sometime he may accidentally on purpose cast meteor showers in a city protected by an overgod. Sometimes well, let's just say that's a long list of things, a long list of examples. Creek, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hey guys, Spear King Creek here. Just as our wonderful DM has said, I am a bard and lich of many mysteries, good and bad. You never know what you're gonna pick when I'm like a deck of cards. I gotta say, swimming in lava last time, it was nice on the bones. My bones are feeling good, but they're not as good as pretty cereal, I have to say. But I'll hopefully get there one day.
Very well, very well. All right, and then we have Midge, our dread wrought druid, a withering horror draped in plagues and pestilence. She has made her undead lair in the abyss and wields the diseases of creation as her weapon. She is more rot than flesh, more decayed than bone, and yet there is a cruel mirth in her madness. Midge is looking to keep the balance of decay in the multiverse, more decay than anything else, and decay and pestilence and plagues, and therefore, which is being threatened by Vecna's vision of what the multiverse should be. You know, this thing about the guy coming in, Midge, I get it, Midge. The guy just comes in and then he just wants to kick everybody out of positions of power, all the gods. He just wants to do massive layoffs and kick everybody out. I get it. This guy,
You're getting a little too close to home with that description.
Sorry. So, Midge, say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Well, he's got me a little riled up now after saying that. But, you know, I sure am glad that we survived that experience with all those different layers. I mean, that was very painful. Not the type of pain that I enjoy, you know? Yeah, I hope we can figure this out, because, I'm glad I was able to help my friends, but I kind of want to sleep for a bit.
Very well, very well. And then we have Drazov, our mad scientist with 1,000 names, a deeply curious wizard, desperate to collect every piece of dark secret he can and to put his hands on the book of vile darkness, which is current in possession of Vecna. Yes, while all the other liches in this party are interested in the rod, Drazov is interested in what he can exchange for it, the book of vile darkness. Yes, he has a lot of side effects from his previous experiments. One of them is that he has such an entangled mind that he can remember things from his alternate selves sometimes, and sometimes he can forget as well, just as easily. And also, apparently, he's quite flammable. Drazov, say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Yes, I am, as always, the Walkthros, the feeble-minded. And what can I say? The hills are always a wonderful place. There is so much to study and to learn, always something new. I mean, did you see that dragon? He was concentrating on 2 spells at once. We will have to go back so that I may extract his brain and study it.
Excellent. Yes, in the last session, but you know, guys, I feel like this party is a bit too small. I think we need a little bit of a surprise tonight.
No! Yes!
Darling, I'm back.
Oh yes.
Oh, you were sneaky and said there was going to be a surprise. Oh, this is exciting.
Oh yes, our prodigal son returns. Ronaldo, the lich, our lich / craftsman / apprentice cleric / nobleman whose vanity can only be outshined by his ambition. Ronaldo has, well, since the last time you guys have seen him, Ronaldo has become far more, shall we say, dramatic. Ronaldo, he's now a bit more exotic. His vision is of one of tragic romance. He seems to have this eternal devotion and unsettling obsession. He's now draped in much more elegant fashion, and he's been followed by a coterie of adoring sycophants, and he's now speaking in grand soliloquies and exalting the beauty of the undead, the beauty that all undead should exalt, and the poetry of passion. He's Ronaldo. Say hello to our audience. Welcome back, and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight. Are you embracing love? How is the new Ronaldo feeling?
I'm always embracing love. But dramatic? No. I am but a modest, humble artiste. I'm simply here to have a good time. It's wonderful to be back with my good old friends, Meek, Squirrel, Dangalf, and Squidge. Yes, I remember.
And you will notice, the players will notice that Ronaldo look pretty. He looks young. He looks alive. Look at that, guys. I mean, that's damn good makeup, if I ever seen one.
I might have to do something about that.
I've always been pretty. I'm just prettier. I'm just the pretty bitch now.
Very well. Let's tell our audience a little bit about what, now that we have the party reunited. Ciro is missing, of course, because he's gambling. Yes, Ciro is still back in Avernus gambling. Probably gambling in real life. Who knows? Let's hope we'll see Cyril back again. As usual, he's fashionably late. In our previous session, our left-hand horrors, they did not infiltrate the casino. They arrived at the entrance of the casino of the Red Belvedere, and they had a quick meeting with the owner, Arkan the Cruel, or Arkan, the frat bro-tastic worshipper of the Big V, the paladin of awesomeness. So Arkan saw the arrival of the Liches as a sign of, as an omen and a sign that Big V was finally giving him the attention that he deserves. and he immediately adopted our liches as his new best friends. Overjoyed, he gave them free soul coins, and then he asked them for a solid. He asked them to go to the temple of Vecna, the mother of all dragons, which was just across the street, to investigate if the cleric in charge of that temple, a colossal dragon called Nismizet, a powerful dragon who is very smart and capable of concentrating in multiple spells at the same time. Apparently, he says that Nismizet is, for lack of better words, an asshole, and he's a dick, and he's trying to pull the rug from under Arkan. And Arkan asked his new bros to go there and see what is that Nismizet was talking smack behind his back, so that he could he would know what is that Nismizet was telling Necrolumpa and Mr. Sunfall, who had arrived in Avernus just a few moments before our party and headed straight to the temple of Vecna, completely ignoring and ghosting our friend Arkan. Well, the party, of course, agreed to go and to help Arkan in this little endeavor, and they were hoping also to find a lead about where the piece of the rod of 7 parts that is said to be in Avernus somewhere, potentially inside one of the vaults of Arkan's casino. Perhaps doing him a favor or doing him a solid wouldn't be a terrible idea. Turns out that inside the temple, however, they found Nismizet was indeed in a discussion with Necrolumpa and Mr. Sunfall, but before our party could snoop properly, the dragon noticed them, and that dragon was a bit too smart for his own good, and it didn't take long for him to realize that the party was bullshitting him, and combat started. And Nismizet, I guess, caused a TPK, a total party kicked out of the temple, and TPKT, and the party, by combining a reverse gravity with prismatic wall, Nismizet has managed to banish the party into a different layer of the 9 house. It turns out that one of our players rolled which layer they were going to land, the creek, and they ended up landing in Filigetos. It turns out that the gods of the dice might be actually helping you this time, because as you've been banished out of the temple in less than 1 round and ended up in a river of lava in Filigetos, Drays of Midge and Creek, now in the 4th layer of the 9 hells, an infernal wasteland of magma, remember that this place is ruled by an enemy of Vecna, the archdevil Fierna, who rules this layer with her father Belial. And the good news is that Fierna and Vecna hate each other. She is the only creature that is said to have ever managed to steal a secret from the god of secrets. Now, I guess you guys could use this to your advantage, and the fact that perhaps you are not completely stranded in Filigetos, or are you? Your phylacteries are nowhere nearby where you are. You have no idea how to get out. You know that there are only 2 ways of navigating from one layer to another in the 9 hells, and that is either you actually travel physically from one layer to another using the river Styx as your connection, or you find one of those secret teleportation circles that the the highest hierarchy of devils, the archdevils and so on, use as a secret elevator or a corporate executive elevator to travel through the nine hells faster. But those are very exclusive, so you gotta really pay your dues if you expect to use them. Well, and meanwhile, while the party's having to deal with this amount of lava, Cyril is still busy gambling and completely miss everything that is happening. He's playing Infernal Poker in Avernus, oblivious to the fact that his party members are now trapped in a lava-drenched nightmare. And now that the party is split across the nine hells, fun times, let's see if these horrors will survive. But you know, guys, before we go back to the nine hells, I think everybody's is figuring out, is asking themselves, what is that, would like to figure out what is that Ronaldo have been doing all this time. Well, and I'll tell you guys, I wish I had a noble excuse for this, but truth is that since Ronaldo decided that he was going to, or at least one of the Ronaldos decided that he was going to give it a chance to the vestige of the evening glory, and decided to merge that vestige with his own phylactery. He's been noticed that he has had much more success in his business, much more influence in his social circles, and somehow he's becoming a sort of a celebrity in the black market and in the warlords market and in the undead society. Turns out that all this celebrity status and the fact that Ronaldo loves to be a host and an entertainer, well, led Ronaldo to be quite busy partying it. Yes, Ronaldo has been partying way too hard. He's been partying non-stop. I mean, he told the party that oh no guys, I'm just working on building this, or I'm gonna forge this magical item for you, but well, let's be truthful now, Ronaldo. You've been procrastinating all of those tasks, and you've been sitting down back in your lair, in your piano, playing songs for your guests, and having a bit too much fun in your parties, as your guests are all enjoying your entertainment and all the amenities you bring. Look at that group, that select group of individuals. You have, oh my god, you have Fomorian nobles, you have Lemian nobles, you have aristocratic astral elves, mercenaries, you have warlords, orcs, hobgoblins, humans, you have prodigies from nobility, from the cities of the Sword of the Coast, and of course, let's not forget Ronaldo's new circle of friends, the noble vampires. Look at that group of vampires he's been entertaining while he's sitting at his piano. Ronaldo, you play quite well, I must say.
I play exceptionally well. There's no higher calling than art. Ladies and gentlemen, if I told you that the world was inverting itself upon the whims of a madman, would you even believe it? No, because here at Ronaldo's, at the mansion of the Marquis de Slard, you can let your troubles drip away like mortality. Just fill to the fullness of all your desires, relax, and have fun, enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back. All my friends, many of my friends are here, but except for a very, very precious few. Tonight, everyone, have a good time.
And as Ronaldo entertained his guests and the grand halls of Ronaldo's lair are pulsing with the classical music, dreamlike beauty and decoration in the air, I guess eerie-like beauty and decoration in the air. It's a place where the twilight never fades. And the scent of eternal roses lingers in the air. Eternal dead roses, and their chandeliers of ghostly blue flame that cast flickering shadows on the revelers below, sycophants, admirers, and the desperate elite who would sell their souls for a brush with of Ronaldo's divinity. Gilded courtiers and brown-nosed flatterers fawn over the herald of eternal passion, the name he calls himself now, since his transformation, since he turned a page on his old self. Well, they offer gifts of poetry and song, tales of love that never dies, and sonnets written in blood. This is no longer merely Ronaldo's domain, it's a shrine to devotion, obsession, and longing, and yet, beneath the praise, there is a palpable tension, as if every guest kind of knows that love, in its most extreme form, it's only a breath away from madness, and they love it. And Ronaldo, you are playing your song nicely. Everybody's entertained. But I have to say, Ronaldo, oh, sorry. I have to say to the other Ronaldo that just entered, that after a long time traveling through the plains to get back to his lair, just arrived to see who the hell is that sitting in your piano, playing your song, entertaining your guests in your house. How the hell did he enter here? Ronaldo, you put traps everywhere. How is it possible that there is this imposter pretending to be you? And look, he's wearing your clothes, Ronaldo. Who would dare to steal your identity?
Ha! Are you? And you're wearing my clothes! Imposter! Get out of my house! I don't think I like this act of yours. Act of mine! You're in my seat! You're at my piano! Get your filthy digits off of those! Your piano? My piano. How did you get past my traps? Those are my traps! I set them myself.
And I have to give you inspiration for role playing against yourself.
On the time, too. The forge, kind of like forge cleric. Sorry, old Ronaldo walks up, trying to seem casual, but his eyes are darting all around because he knows that the authenticity of his reputation depends very much on this encounter. Whereas Ronaldo, handsome Ronaldo is lightly playing the keys still. It is the old forge Ronaldo that speaks first. Why, I think we should start over. Hello! And then from behind the keyboard, newer Ronaldo, handsome Ronaldo says, Enchanté. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Aren't you a sore for slight eyes? Still doing the fleshless face thing? That's so passé. Classics never die. Have you seen my friends? The morgue look is still in vogue. I have. They look a lot like my friends. What do you call yourselves again, that old little funny group of yours? The 9 o'clock Liches. And yours? The left-hand horrors. You might have heard of them. Delightful. Handsome Ronaldo continues to play on the keys. Alluding to Vokar, of course. I thought of it ourselves. Why didn't you? I was probably picking Midge's mites out of my wig. Shame. A tragedy. It's good to see, and he creeps even closer. It's good to see you have the wisdom to continue our fashion sense into your timeline. At least that much hasn't changed. Classics never die.
As the original Ronaldo approaches Ronaldo Herod of Eternal Passion, you've noticed the confusion in the guests as they can recognize the face of original Ronaldo, but they really never took you for two. Now you look at the vampires and the nobles, and they all think that they have been deceived, or perhaps is this part of the entertainment? They're still in that suspended state of confusion as they haven't figured out what exactly is going on. And for those of you folks who also are trying to follow up what the hell is going on, let me give you a quick explanation. You see, the Ronaldo you've seen in this with this playing the piano is the Ronaldo from the Left Hand Horrors. Turns out that Ronaldo, after the timeline merged, he went to if you guys remember, he went to the Death House and stole from the Lady of the Death House the very same locket that Cyril from the other timeline, from the 9 o'clock Liches, stole. And while the original Cyril was the one who merged with the vestige of the Evening Glory, in the alternative group, in the Left Hand Horrors, the one who merged with the Evening Glory was in fact Ronaldo. And that's what you see there. That's our Ronaldo with the vestige of the Evening Glory, and that's Cyril with the vestige of the Evening Glory. And you will notice that Ronaldo is still the only member of this party who doesn't have a piece of the rod. So perhaps that is the person who should hold the next. Who knows if the party wants to really redistribute this. Now, you will see that this was before the timelines merger. You know, we were telling the story from the point of view of the 9 o'clock Liches, and then after Vecna's wish, everything just got mixed and matched together. And as you can see, some of the members of this party have been obliterated, disappeared, die. Who knows where they are? But right now, as the race for the 7 pieces of the rod stand, you will notice that some of the members of the original 9 o'clock Liches have some of the pieces of the rod, 3 of the pieces of the rod, while 3 members of the Left Hand Horrors have other 3 pieces of the same rod. Now they're all working, well, not all of them. Some of them are partying while the others are working to get the final piece and finally stick to Vecna, while also beating Kaz in his race to get 7 pieces of the rod that he's trying to gather, which is this one. All right, now after this little intermission into Ronaldo's play, let me go back to Ronaldo's living room where he's entertaining his guests. And Ronaldo, while the 2 of you and the guests are particularly puzzled about what the hell is going on, I mean, you can roll an investigation check from the both Ronaldos to see if you deduce that this is because of the timelines, or if you think this is in fact Kaz playing a trick on you.
Oh dear. I thought they would assume that the other was the timeline one. Oh no. Investigation, you said?
Yes. Roll
All
investigation from your 2 character sheets.
Handsome Ronaldo gets the first roll. Let's see how they... No. Old Ronaldo gets the first roll in true fashion for my play history. But you said insight or investigation?
Investigation. To make a deduction.
Oh, dirty 20. He knows exactly what's going on.
Now, not only he knows what's going on, he has the voice, a familiar voice, playing in the back of his mind as he's having this conversation. And she says,
I'm afraid that this goes against our plans. You should get rid of him. He can ruin everything. He has access to the phylactery. You should destroy him before he destroys you. He's probably gonna be jealous of you. Jealous of how beautiful you are, how much more powerful you are, how much more capable of achieving your objectives. He is now the greatest threat to your objectives, Ronaldo. You must eliminate him. You must be unique.
Ronaldo is listening to that voice, but he's keeping that playful, that mask-like superficial smile on his face as he resumes playing the keys. Meanwhile, old Ronaldo is grinding his teeth a little. He's trying to smile and keep up appearances, but this is quite an unexpected, devastating blow to his continued reputation. Like, he wasn't, of all the things he tries to plan for, he wasn't expecting this, and he's glancing nervously at at his guests, and he's frustrated with the handsome Ronaldo, the new one. And so with all these emotions, his mind is too clouded to make the first move. Handsome Ronaldo, the herald of eternal passion, however, he knows what to do. So he stops playing, and he leaps up, and he reaches out a hand towards the old Ronaldo, and he says, "Behold, ladies and gentlemen, my simulacrum! Ladies and gentlemen, you now have the best of both worlds with me and my creation." And he points again to old Ronaldo, "The old and familiar," and then he points to himself, "versus the new and oh so sweet." Thank you for indulging in my little gag. Aha! Aha!
and you can hear them as they all clap to you, Ronaldo. They really like your little speech, while the other Ronaldo, they seem to be biased against. And Ronaldo, roll the investigation check for the original Ronaldo, for the cryptic version.
Wah, wah. 11.
That Ronaldo thinks that this is Cass usurping him, his power, his place. Who else? That is the most logical explanation. And particularly because original Ronaldo doesn't know anything about the vestige of the evening glory. Remember, in that timeline, he was not the one who took the vestige. In original's Ronaldo timeline, the one who took the vestige was Cyril. So, Ronaldo, the only logical explanation for this is not a copy-paste of you. This is not your alternative self. Your alternative self wouldn't be like this. This is clearly a deception from Kaz. He might be trying to get something, perhaps your phylactery, perhaps manipulate you. Whatever it is dangerous. You have to play this carefully, because you look around and all these guests seem to love him. Getting into a combat with him, you might see yourself outnumbered very fast, although it might be entertaining for the guests. Now, for Ronaldo, the handsome one, he noticed that the murmurs in this room are growing, and he notices that the way the other Ronaldo is dressing is, well, comparatively more modest than what he's using now. Is, worse quality of fabric, Perhaps that Ronaldo doesn't really take good care of his attire. And as he scans the rooms, he notices some people looking at the decrepit Ronaldo with some disdain. And some of them you can hear whispers, very, very low whispers, saying, "Impeccable reputation, huh? Who is this? Oh, someone is making a mockery out of him." And, or perhaps, or are you really hearing this? Or are these just your thoughts coming to your mind? Oh, who does he think he is? Look at him breaking our hosts. He is going to get it. I bet Ronaldo is going to torture him. Oh, he is about to be turned to dust. A doppelganger for sure. Simulacrum? No, it can't be. And the words seem to be dripping, and you can't, as the room feels like it's spinning Ronaldo. You know, this person is harming your reputation with your social network. Oh, this is dreadful. This is the worst thing you could possibly imagine as you try to distract them from the fact that you may have to deal with this and destroy the mood of the party so early on. Now, you have this to figure out while you are trying to balance too many plates, too many spinning plates on top of sticks. And while you're dangling from that social puzzle, let's check with our party, who are having a nice they are in a nice warm weather. Guys, how are you enjoying that moment over there? You have Red Mid, Spirit King, and the Viscous. How are the three of you enjoying that lava spa of yours?
Midge is actually feeling, I mean, she's tired, but she's actually feeling okay.
Very well.
I mean, it is a lot like being on fire. It is very itchy, but it is all over. It is like liquid fire. It is not very pleasant.
Creek is quite relieved we managed to survive that encounter with that terrifying dragon. Oh man, otherwise that lava would have destroyed him.
And yes, you were all just taking a breather outside of this world of lava, and you look around and there's no one to be seen. You see the city in the distance, and guys, you need to come up with a game plan. Now, I hope while Ronaldo was having his social issues, I mean, I'm not saying his issues are better than your issues, guys, but while he's having his social issues, have you guys figured out how you're gonna get out of Filigetos?
I have one idea, guys. Because if I recall, I'm the one who said the information about Philogetus, right?
Yeah, I think you're the one that remembers.
Yeah.
And Creek has an idea. He'll say, well, you know, actually, it's quite nice and coincidental we're here. You know how you managed to convince the Lady of Pain to get us out of that maze because of Vecna, right?
Yes.
I know Vecna has many enemies in this lair as well. And I'm sure we could use that same strategy to help give us an edge in fighting Nivmazet.
I suppose it would not hurt to have allies.
I really like that guy. He's kind of mean.
No, but if we're even to face Vecna himself, who's to say he won't bring Nivmazet with him? That's a terrifying opponent, I'll say.
Yes, and also we are going to need to face him again so that I can extract his brain. I want to study it.
But I think we should find someone called Fiona here, see who else has any harbored resentments against Vecna. We need to gather allies if we're going to go back up there again.
Yeah, I
You would-
agree.
You wouldn't happen to know the way, would you?
Oh yeah. I'm a local. I'm kidding.
Yes, very droll.
Well, I just know, and this is the 4th layer of the 9 hells, and that there are people here that we could have as potential allies if we play our cards right. If it worked with the Lady of Pain, I'm sure it'll work with them. But who knows? You know, devils always have a deal.
And you said we can see a city from where we are? Legend?
Yes, far in the distance, you can see a city. But this is the 9 hells, guys. Distant space doesn't make a lot of sense in the layers of the 9 hells. It could take you months to arrive at that city. And in between you and that city are endless rivers of lava. And guys, if you take too long here, the deal with Kaz is going to expire. I mean, next time he's going to want 3 pieces of the rod, and then what are you going to do? So...
Perhaps I can teleport us here. Would Creek be smart enough to know that he can teleport within the domain from the same layer to the same layer, but just to a different part of it?
You can certainly try.
Creek roll an Arcana to see if he's smart enough to know about his teleport.
Yeah, sure. Well, he knows the teleport spell. That's a given.
Given that, will it work if he teleports within the same layer?
That's the only way to know is trying. You've never been here before, and it's not like this is your favorite topic of study.
I do not want to risk teleporting here, especially since we got thrown here through that prismatic wall. Perhaps we could fly or have some fast means of travel?
What about your friend, the one that you signed the contract with? Maybe you could ask her if she could assist.
Oh, my groupie slash girlfriend. She's busy with a client right now. When I was in lava, I tried contacting her.
Ugh. That is not ideal.
Well, how far does it look the city away from us, like visually? Can I use perception to gauge that?
Not in the 9 hells. Again, you can see the city, but the problem in the 9 hells is that you can walk a distance in 1 day, or you can walk the same distance in 1 year. Things don't really follow a pattern.
How much time has passed?
Since you guys been here, let's call it 10 minutes.
Okay, because I have my my shape change, so I have that for an hour. So I just
Very
want
well.
to make sure.
And Spirit King, you're concentrating on what?
Invulnerability.
Oh yeah, very well. The Viscous, you're no longer blinded. At this point, you would have passed the check anyway.
Awesome.
So, in Red Mid, you still flying? 30 feet above them?
No, I would be down on the ground with them during this conversation.
Very well. So, the three of you are there, enjoying this geothermal moment, proximity with lava. Some people say it's good for your skin. Who knows? It makes your skin melt, and you have to grow a new one, which is probably good for the new one. You hear as you stand here, trying to figure something out. You hear something flying close to you, sounds of wings, and suddenly, floating above the lava is about 40 feet above you. You see a devil. He's passing by. He looks at you, interested, like curiously, not interested, but curiously, as if he's about. He's confused about the colors of your clothes. I mean, it's not very common to see liches in the nine hells, probably not in this layer. So he's flying by and he's staring. He's literally staring.
I'm facing the other way, so I probably don't recognize this.
Drazolf is gonna shout out to him. Hey, you there! Come over here. I want to talk to you. You, yes, you, yes, come over here. Yes, you with the wings.
You will address me with respect, inferior creature.
Yes.
I am
Yes,
Nisu.
you have all the respect. That is fantastic. Just come over here.
I am Nisu. I am one
Needs to.
high-ranking advisor and
no
counselor
doubt.
to Fierna herself. You will bow before me, foul creature. What is that you want?
Drazolf gives a slight nod with just with his head, and he says, "You know, that is fantastic. That is Fierna is exactly who we are here to see. We just need a little. We came here by a bit unconventional means, and we would like some assistance in meeting with your lady."
Creek will bow, like a formal bow in front of the I am Nizu. Yes, and I am Creek. I am humbled to have your appearance and approach us.
Midge will, in her form, wings out and bow her head as well.
It is nice to meet you.
Very well. It seems that they teach manners to some of you Abshai from Avernus. Oh wait, you're not an Abshai. Good attempt of deception. But my eyes...
Oh, I'm not trying to descend. It's just a lot easier for me to survive and with the heat and stuff.
I see that you are not from here. How have you arrived in Feligetos? Was it through some sort of transportation? I don't see a ship around.
No, not by ship. It was by magic per se. But we do have business to engage with Fierna, and it is quite coincidental that you are here, sir.
How so?
Well, without getting into the greater details, Fierna and I, we hold common enemies with the Whispered One, and we've been gathering allies and gathering others who have common interests with us.
Do you realize how many people a day come and want an audience with Fierna? She's extremely famous and she's extremely busy.
Yes, I've heard many tales. I know, given her position here in the fourth layer, procuring any time with her is next to impossible, even for someone who doesn't have status even to a 1% of hers.
I am in a unique position of counselor and advisor, probably her favorite. And I am very important creature in the highest rank of the fourth layer. A lord in your common language. Well,
Inside check.
Insight check.
very well.
$25.
Also 22.
25.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. So far, he has had no reason to lie to you. As far as you can tell. He's
Above the table,
looking for
guys.
you to admire him and to respect him and to, massage his ego.
Oh,
Above the
definitely
table,
do
this
that.
this might be an opportunity for us to offer up a soul coin or something to entice him to get us an audience.
Well, you guys had the soul coins. We technically didn't have to do the payment to the one that, introduced us to Nevnizet. I only had to give my
Yeah.
coins up, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we try to just massage his ego first, and if that doesn't work, we can go to the soul
Yeah,
coins.
I just wanted to point that out. But when we
Right,
get to her, if we're able to get to her, don't forget I have the talisman, which is going to be a pretty high value negotiating item. So I'm holding on to that until we get to someone that can really make moves, if you know what I mean.
Right
Yeah.
on, right on. Oh yes, well you are truly impressive, good sir. And someone in such good standing with
Not good,
Pierna
sir.
will
I
help.
am Nizu.
Yes, I am Nizu. You are very impressive, and I'm sure that anyone with held in such high esteem with Pierna will have no trouble getting us in for an audience. And she, I assure you, will be quite interested to hear what we have to say. And I suspect she will reward you even further if you bring us to her.
Why would I do that?
For increased favor with your lady.
I don't. Well, I would have to assess. I'm already in high regard with my lady. I don't need
Yes,
increased
so this should be...
favor with my lady. I am her most trustworthy advisor.
Well, that should make it as a trivial thing, effortless. I would be truly impressed to see how you can cut through all of the red tape to get us an audience.
I don't care about what you would be impressed or not. Your validation means nothing to me. Oh, I can see you are an inferior creature. I would only do something like that if it would actually benefit me. Why would I waste the time of my lady with such inferior creatures like you? She deserves the best use of her time. Now, if you tell me what is this information you want to say to her, perhaps I can assess if it is worthy of reconsider.
Well, as her most trusted advisor, and yes, you are right, you are quite the superior, I am Nizu. I'm sure you share the same interests and dislikes as Lady Fierna, as I know she dislikes the Whispered One just like we do. In terms of information that have gathered us many allies across the multiverse, we have procured the means to defeat the Whispered One, and has included many allies, including the help from the Lady of Pain herself. We have met very powerful people, even gods, that have helped us. Can I roll deception on that? Or would I roll persuasion?
Roll deception.
By the way, Midge will mostly keep her mouth shut because my charisma is -1, so she'll just stand there.
32.
And why do you think it would benefit my lady an open war with Vecna?
Oh no, she does not be in the forefront. We are the ones that will be taken to the gate. We have cured others to help us gather these pieces to help defeat Vecna. The last one we need is guarded by a powerful dragon named Nismazet. Quite a dangerous individual. He used multiple spells at once, way superior to us inferior liches. And that is why we require the assistance of the fourth.
You can't defeat a dragon, and you think you can defeat a lich god? The overlord of all the layers of the abyss, the mother of all dragons, the goddess of magic. Do you think you can defeat a god such as that? Oh.
Tell me, What have you guys done? The Mother of Dragons has already spread to the first layer. Who's to say they won't spread to the other layers and encroach here in the fourth layer?
There is no interest of Asmodeus to be replaced by Vecna. Why would he do such a thing? He's a much greater deity, much more powerful. He would never allow the rules and the laws of the nine hells to be disrespected and broken. Asmodeus would never allow an archdevil to just usurp and expand his layers in an internal war that will only weaken our forces against the enemies of the nine hells.
You seem to be confused because that is already happening. You see, you keep calling Vecna the Mother of Dragons, and that is wrong. That is not true. The Mother of Dragons is Tiamat. I don't know why everyone is having so much trouble with this concept. It is very simple, and he is not a devil lord or an archdevil. He is a lich god. It is very simple. I mean, so this is already happening, whether you like it or not, and it will continue to happen unless he is stopped. And I want my book.
I have no idea who you were talking about.
Yes, that is the point. He is rewriting reality. All of it. Including here, including over in the abyss, including on the material plane and the astral planes and all the other planes. He is rewriting all of it. All of the multiverse. He is rewriting it.
That seems very far-fetched.
Should I be rolling like perception or persuasion rather?
You can definitely roll persuasion.
Oh, that is not good. That is not convincing.
That's a wild, crazy theory. Do you have any evidence to support what you were saying?
Well, yes, you think he is the Mother of Dragons. That is preposterous. It is not true.
I never heard of this Tiamat you refer to.
Yes, that is my point.
Clearly, you are a bit unhinged.
Perhaps. I know your interests align with Lady Fiona, and I know we would love to see Vecna be destroyed. Perhaps what's missing here is the incentive. What is to this to gain? Given that you wouldn't just do this in the goodwill of your heart. Why would I even use that word? Perhaps you're looking at the incentive of what we can offer you to aid us in an audience with Lady Fiona. Is that correct?
Why do you think inferior beings like you... look, you're wasting my time. Why do you think inferior beings like you would benefit my immaculate reputation with my Lady Fiona and her father? Oh.
First of all, you're wasting our time. You came to us as you were curious.
Well,
Second of all,
you called me. If you are invaders in our territory, I could simply just erase you from existence.
Why does everyone go straight to that? It is always with the erasing from existence, all the time.
look, intimidation seems to be the greatest way. You can conquer by love or conquer by fear, the viscous, but I guess most people like fear, right?
I mean, it is the Nine Hills. I mean, what else are they going to do?
You think I'm afraid of you? Of course not. My lady must first and foremost have her precious time well taken care of. And I must say, to the rest of you, it seems that what you were saying is quite a wild theory. If you have any way of proving any of what you were saying is true, because I can hear some contradictions on what you were saying.
Is he saying that to all of us or to me specifically?
I'm
all of you.
looking through my inventory, yeah, to see.
I gave my rod piece to Vokar. You guys still have your rod piece.
I do, but that's not proving.
Yeah, that's just shows that we
I
have.
don't. I
some
don't want
parts
to pull
of
my
spec.
rod piece out of my haversack. I'm not. I don't. Unless we absolutely have to. What I'm wondering is if we should try the bargaining, trying to bribe him. If we should go that route.
Yeah, I
Given
guess
his
that's
position, what could we even barter with him if he's already the most trusted advisor of an archdevil?
Soul coins, though. Those
Probably has
have
a lot of
value.
those. He probably already has a lot of those.
I don't know. We don't know that, though. We don't know that.
We don't know, but it's a good assumption that if you're in royalty or a trusted advisor, you probably get paid handsomely, or most of your requests from a archdevil can be granted to you.
Well, Midge is going to ask just in case, because I don't want to make an assumption. So Midge will.
Pardon me. I am Nisu. I am not as good with words as my friends. I was wondering if I don't mean this as an insult, but would you take payment to grant us an audience with her? I have 2 soul coins to offer.
Huh. You want to tip me for the introduction to my lady?
I mean no offense. I personally don't have anything to offer. Except
Well,
for these.
I always thought liches had knowledge and information, and they were studious of dark secrets and arcane powers. And I always thought you were also collectors of powerful magical items. You talk about the rod of 7 parts. Well, do you want to know how I know you were lying?
How?
Ow.
Well, the rod of 7 parts that you say is in the hands of whatever is the name of the dragon you've mentioned. Probably such an inferior creature we don't even bother learning in their name. Well, that's not who possesses the rod. You see, my lady is the one who possesses the piece of the rod, which she stole from the Lich God himself, together with a handful of very dark secrets. And she's so powerful and cunning, and she's the only one that has ever accomplished such a feat.
Among these things that she stole would not happen to be a certain dark tome, would it?
No, she didn't steal any tomes. She stole
That
knowledge
is unfortunate.
of secrets that Vecna, they're very precious to the Lich God, as well as she stole a piece of the rod that was under his possession. Well, she stole from one of his apprentices.
Was it Mr. Sunfall by any chance? I'll bet it was Mr. Sunfall. He is a fool.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
Vecna's apprentices.
Yeah, he can't even dispel fog.
It was. What was the name that she told me? Dr. Azov. Dr. Azov.
Oh, yes, that guy. He is a poor imitation of me. He tries to do what I do, but he does not do it very well. We destroyed him recently.
Yeah, that guy's a backbreaker. He put me in 2.
Well, quite. I must say, for a group of liches, you're not as resourceful as we anticipated. Perhaps this is indeed not worthy of my time. I must say, if you want me to believe that you are going to defeat Vecna, you should not keep telling me how weak you are and how many times you have been defeated. I mean, that is not doing you any service.
All right, guys. I'm gonna show him the rod. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
It. The big guns.
Okay. Midge probably has her handy haversack over her shoulder. She wouldn't have absorbed it. And within, and let me make sure that's where I have it. It is within the handy haversack.
Well, I've been hesitant to present this, but
She'll step forward.
pardon me, guys. I want to get closer. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Make way.
And kind of in hiding, she will pull the rod out and present.
Here's my piece.
Can I roll like a sleight of hand to try and do it like sneakily, so that?
Yes.
Because I don't know who's watching.
Of course.
I'd like to use my inspiration for that. Hold on. Yeah, 15. That's about the best I could probably get.
So, you've tried to do as sneakily as you can. If there is anyone around, you haven't seen it anyway. And he takes his time examining what you were showing him. He seems somewhat surprised, somewhat impressed, and he looks at you with a grin that almost split his head in half. If he had an ear, it would have been going from one side of his head all the way to the other. For
Like
a second,
the picture shows, because that's what I see in the picture.
Kinda, yes,
looks
like
like
that
his
massive grin,
Yeah.
yes, a massive mouth,
okay.
and he smiles at you almost as if he's finding this flavorful, and he looks at you and says, "Now that is worthy of my time."
She'll put it back in the haversack,
Finally, we are getting somewhere.
and she'll step back away.
Now, as I said, I'm not good with words. But please continue the conversation with my friends.
Yeah, so as you can see, we mean what we say, and we are able to do what we say. But it would be better if your lady were to help us. Better for her, better for us, better for everyone. Everyone wins. It is a win-win-win-win-win.
It's taken a lot of time and a lot of people procuring rod parts one by one. As you see, and I'll take out my lyre showing signatures. We have traveled far and across.
Oh yeah,
aid of
show him your
others.
lyre.
Showing,
There you
like,
go.
Strahd, showing Facto Skull, showing Tasha, showing also the Creeks, and showing what's her name, Temptress. This also proves as well that they have handwritten inside of the people we've met, and they've helped us either give us the rod pieces or how to find them. And if you say Lady Fiona has the last piece that we require, then definitely we'd like an audience with her, if Lord and I am Nizu.
Well, I haven't heard yet. How would that benefit me? I mean, I could just take that piece of the rod out of your corpses now. How would it benefit me to bring you to her? Perhaps you are offering that piece of the rod as your traveling fee, as your introduction fee?
Out of character, guys, he now finally plays that card.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I was hesitant to present it. Let me ask you guys, is the Talisman of Ultimate Evil, do we give it to this guy? Is it worth giving it up to get an audience with her?
Perhaps. It won't affect us, thankfully.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the best. it's for me. I feel like it's it's our ace. You know.
Yeah,
it's
I feel
our,
like we
it's
should
our
try to
ace in the
save
hole.
that as like an offer for
her.
maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like I think not give it to this guy. Sure, he looks strong, but I think.
I mean, I have a true resurrections, but I don't know that would do him any. Would a true resurrection? That's a legendary spell scroll. Would that have any value for him? Can I make an intelligence roll or something? Legend?
Probably, Midge, based on wait, I'm in the wrong one. On your knowledge of the Nine Hells, you don't think so, because in here devils are immortal.
Okay.
Well, outside of it. Sorry.
I have a magic jar. They
Sorry,
deal with souls.
let me correct that.
Be...
In here, devils are not immortal. In here, what I meant to say is that in here, devils cannot be resurrected. So true resurrection, I thought one thing, said another. True resurrections won't work here. Once a devil dies here, he's destroyed. He's completely destroyed.
Yeah, because you have to kill them.
Yeah.
I figured that rule. Okay, what about a magic jar spell scroll? Would that have any value?
Probably. Now, Midge, roll an Arcana checks to determine what kind of devil this is.
I'm not very good at Arcana. Oh, maybe I'm okay. All right.
Can I also make one?
Sure.
Can you help me? Anyone?
Very well. Drazov,
Damn it.
this is a type of devil called an Amnesu. And an Amnesu they are usually leaders of infernal legions into battle, and they command guardians at gateways of the hell. They are all arrogant, bullying, ruthless. They are also highly intelligent tacticians and unfailingly loyal. Qualities that all the hellish archdukes value a lot. All of them are extremely good spellcasters, and they also have a lot of knowledge. They're very well connected. They are high-ranking devils, and they are. They also sometimes coordinate the flow of souls that arrive into the river Styx and out of it as the lowest form of devil known as lemures. And the Amnesu sometimes patrol the rivers as the guardian. They are guardians of territories and overseers of territories. They guard the river Styx, and perhaps this is one of the rivers that merges. This river of lava is one of the things that merge with the river Styx. In any case, you have no reason to believe that this creature wouldn't be able to cast spells himself. or would have an interest on knowledge that he couldn't use to his advantage.
Okay. I'm just going through my inventory here because I'm just shooting like just.
And,
what
and
about
while you
that
do
critical
that,
lead room?
and while you do
Yeah.
that, while you guys think about that question, let me go back to Ronaldo, and let's see
Okay.
how's his party going.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
Drazolf telepathically tells Midge. Yeah, he fills Midge in on the details of what this
Okay.
demon is,
Right.
or our devil
Excellent.
is, and Creek
Okay.
as well.
All right. Thank you.
Very well. Let's quickly return to Ronaldo's party. Ronaldo, what are you going to do? Are you going to destroy your other self, like the voice in your head is telling you to do? How are you going to show to this social group that you are the alpha? You know how they love a gossip.
Of course. And Ronaldo encourages it. So the two Ronaldos will be playing the harpsichord side by side each other when old Ronaldo, the one who has he has tried so long to keep up his face as best he could, but sometimes there's no disguising the age and wear and tear on a lich's face. And he scooches in next to the other Ronaldo and says, "I never thought I'd have the pleasure." Meanwhile, handsome Ronaldo, who has just thick, flowing, platinum blonde hair, it's practically white, and he leans in and he says, "I yearn to entertain." They keep playing as their minds are rushing to try and figure out what to do when original Ronaldo, 9 o'clock Ronaldo, says, "Well, I don't know what you're up to, but if you're after a piece of the rod, I don't even have one. Stop wasting your time and leave my home." To which the other responds, "Your home? I think you misunderstand. This is our home, potentially, but my home. I deserve it. I am the actualized Ronaldo. You're an old has-been. Why don't you do us all a favor and petrify yourself and become a statue in the gardens?" "What? You have some impertinence. I don't know what you're up to, Kaz, but I'll never let you get away with it.
And
Leave my home." And Ronaldo is gonna cast banishment on handsome Ronaldo.
before he does that, I have to ask you to roll a Charisma 20 saving throw
For old Ronaldo.
for old Ronaldo. It says he has been in this aura for some time. So
11.
he is, while at the same time, Ronaldo, you've been trying to resist the charm of this creature. You're not charmed, so you're not under his control because you're immune to that. But you are more inclined to, even though this is Kaz, there is something about it that you enjoy, about this back and forth, and you just, it's something about his attention to you just makes you feel good. And you just wants to keep going. So let me ask you, are you maintaining the attempt banishment?
No. He's gonna say, "Leave my home." But instead of going through the verbal and somatic components, he keeps playing. And he kind of surprises himself that his fingers are still delicately rolling over the keys of the harpsichord. To which handsome Ronaldo notices this. He kind of was expecting something like this, and he braced himself. But then he watches, and he keeps playing too, and he says, "There's something about that look in your eye. I think I know what you're thinking. It's as easy as wondering what I'm thinking. I wanted to hate you, I really did, but There's nothing quite like one's own company, is there? Is there? No, admittedly not. I tell you what, before we go at each other's throats, how about we have a little game? Oh, a game? Yes. 3 questions. Say, I come up with 2, you come up with 1. We'll say the question and count to 3, and then we both have to answer at the same time. How's that sound? Delightful. Go ahead, you start. Alright then. What is your favorite use of disguise self? 1, 2, 3. Busty Groth, strumpet! Almost said Groth, but it said Goth. Next, you go. What do we do when Drazolf is taking a nap? 1, 2, 3. Roast marshmallows! They say it at the same time and they chuckle at each other like, ha 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 ha. Final question. What is Midge's gaseous form? 1, 2, 3. A fart in the wind! If we share nothing else, at least we share the same sense of humor. Alright, well.
And the guests seem to be all laughing of this interaction, and they seem to be slightly amused. But it's palpable, Ronaldo, that the tension in the room is thickening, and just like aged perfume, it's becoming cloying and inescapable. The guests, all elegantly dressed, ever smiling sycophants. Some of them, a couple of them in the back, the Lamia Noble and the Fomorian, they bow in thanking you for your hospitality, and they tell you telepathically that they must leave. They have urgent business to attend. Unfortunately, they will have to leave the pleasantries of this entertainment for another time. They hope to repeat this, and they are very grateful for the honor to be in your presence. And both of them start to leave the party. It might have been, just a coincidence, Ronaldo, or maybe, or perhaps this is becoming a bit more palpable of attention. As 2 of your guests leaves, you've noticed that the others kind of look at them leaving, and their gaze lingers while they are leaving the room, as if they are tempted to do the same, to come up with some sort of excuse that will pass politely to escape this awkward social situation.
Both Ronaldos are equally at unease. They're both smiling, keeping up pretense, but they know that they're both losing grip on the audience, which is the last thing they each want. The first one to react shall be handsome Ronaldo and say, it should be old Ronaldo say, how about this one last game before we change acts and let our guests move on? I think there's one person who would know who's the real Ronaldo, Marquis de Slod. Rowena! And he calls for Rowena to enter the room.
And Rowena, you can hear plates breaking the moment you shout for Rowena. As someone rushes from the kitchen. Suddenly she just jumps out from a door, rushing from the kitchen, still with a tablecloth on her hand, as her eyes wide open as she enters the room, and she says, "Let me get a proper voice for Rena here."
Yes, master. How can I serve you? Well, true masters. What is happening?
handsome Ronaldo is looking a bit nervous, and old Ronaldo is a little bit more upbeat and cheerful, and he says, "My dear Rowena, it's been quite a while, and I've missed you so much. We're playing a little game. It's called Who's the Real Marquis? We thought, who better to ask than our oldest, dearest?" And the handsome Ronaldo kind of like leans in. It's like, "Yes, dearest, oldest friend. One's a simulacrum and one's the real deal. That's the riddle for us. It's up to you. Who do you recognize?"
Oh, master, I can't tell the difference. I'm trying my best, but I just can't tell the difference between the two of you.
All right, with that, each Ronaldo tries to do something different. Old Ronaldo, like he started to do, if that's okay, he'll try again to cast Banishment.
Very well.
All right, so handsome Ronaldo has to make a Charisma save.
But before, I have to ask.
Okay. Yes.
Roll initiative against yourself.
Ha! There we go. Oh, okay. All right, old Ronaldo initiative. Let's see. Ooh, 18. And then handsome Ronaldo, 12.
So yes,
Charisma save it is.
charisma save it is. And what else is Ronaldo doing on this turn?
So Ronaldo tries to banishment, but it's just a puff of smoke, and just a little very impotent and stuff. And then handsome Ronaldo, he will cast imprisonment. Let's see. DC 19 wisdom. He fails. All right, handsome Ronaldo reaches over for the music sheets that he had been playing the harpsichord at, reaches behind it and flips it over so that it's shut, revealing behind it a very small doll made to look exactly like old Ronaldo with gems for eyes. That's the components he needs for the imprisonment spell, and he says, "I think it's time you stop playing around." And old Ronaldo is sucked into it.
And just like that, old Ronaldo disappears from the room as it's sucked inside the doll. And you are out of initiative. As you imprison him, you hear in your mind,
Yes. Yes. Excellent work. Excellent work, Ronaldo. I must admit I've made a wise choice by selecting you as my next vestige. Well, now look at this. You must finish him. Destroy that doll. Make sure he has no way of returning. So that, putting that way, you are the only Ronaldo, herald of the eternal passion, of the goddess of obsession. Now, rejoice.
and as you are almost starting to laugh maniacally, talking to yourself, your guests feel awkward and Rowena is confused. And well, it turns out that someone says, "Oh dear, I think I left my soul simmering," and say, "Oh no, simply dying to see where is this all going. But I'm afraid I also have an urgent matter to attend, and I completely forgot. And just like that, Ronaldo, one by one, the group of vampires and the guests start to leave the room, and suddenly you see your never-ending party that must have left. Guys, how long ago that you have seen Ronaldo? How many days ago?
I only know sessions, not days.
Yeah, I know the months, not the in-game days.
Well, let's just call
No
it
idea.
after a very long time partying in Ronaldo. It seems that after just about 5 or 10 minutes, it's just you and Rowena in the room. And it seems that since many, many days, party is now over. And those guests, you know how sensitive they are to politeness, how they appall awkward social situations, despite the fact that they love you, and they will want to come back. They will miss you, Ronaldo. But right now, it seems that your little spat with the other Ronaldo was too unpleasant for them.
Ronaldo was trying to cover his ass, but I guess it didn't really work. Once, as they're trickling away, he says, "Behold, the prototype Ronaldo doll merchandise. I'll have one ready for each of you next time. Each one comes with a Byzantine cannon. Lovely to see you all. More fun next time." Trying to cover his butt. But still, once they're all gone, he just takes a big breath and turns to face the doll, look at its little gem eyes, and he can see the fiery hatred behind them, behind this little porcelain inanimate doll. Oh, you didn't have to be so rude and crash the party. If you had just acted along, played along, I think we could have come to something. And then he starts swinging the doll around on his finger, and he says, "Oh, who am I kidding? Couldn't even lie to myself. I do need to be. I think that in this mansion, there is only one Marquis de Sla." Well, Rowena,
Yes,
you
master.
made the right choice.
Yes, master.
And he leans over to her and he says, "I've missed you very much." And he French kisses mwah, mwah, on either side of her big froggy head.
Thank you, master.
And as you have some time for yourself now, Ronaldo, to think, what are you going to do next to entertain yourself? Because now suddenly your living room is boring. Let's take a little bio break, everybody, as our party needs to take our party of liches also needs a break sometimes, and we'll be back in 10-15 minutes, everybody.
That was a lot of thinking on my feet.
Did a good job, though. It was fantastic.
What a riveting show.
Thank you. I hope so. I was like, oh god, what do I do? Oh. Man, I've missed you guys. Alright, I have to use the restroom. I'll be back.
All right. So yeah, guys, tonight we didn't have who is this demon lord. We got back to the bathroom line. I'll prepare some more deep cuts. I'm sure you guys are really missing the Who is this demon lord?
It's Ronaldo.
Very well.
I've completely forgot. I'm so used to the bathroom line from when I was playing.
All right. So, let's quickly get back to Ronaldo. Tell us, what do you want to do about your boredom now that everybody went away from your party?
Well, are we able to go to the next floor of the mansion? Up where the bedrooms are?
Yes. You mean, by we, you mean you and Rowena?
Yes.
All right. Oh, I think it's... There you go.
Wonderful. All right, so Ronaldo is in his room. He's lounging around on his there we go. At his great, what's it called, boudoir table, gazing at the mirror, and he rings a silver bell, which Rowena recognizes as the chime to summon her to his whereabouts.
And she rushes towards you.
Yes, master.
Ah, Rowena. Been a bit of a difficult night for all of us, I think. I have a rhetorical question for you, Rowena. What do you think would be the worst thing to do to me? What do you think hurts me most? Death? Loneliness? What do you think it is?
Oh, I wouldn't dare to say, sir.
You've been with me long enough that you can dare as much as you like.
I'm not able to, sir. I wouldn't know what to say.
All right. It's inauthenticity. Not to others, I mean, I have worn countless masks to get ahead in this miserable life. But inauthenticity to myself. I've known what my values are. I've held true to what I want and what I think this universe needs. So the worst thing that I can imagine is not dying. I mean, I've already conquered that, let's be honest. But if I were to bite the dust, I mean, I think I've led a rather theatrical, wonderful life. No, the worst thing I can imagine for myself is that I am not the real Ronaldo. That the Whispered Ones wish created an imposter. I have suffered too long to entertain such subversions to my psyche. So from now on, I want something, Rowena, to be perfectly clear in this household. When the Whispered One shenanigans happened, the 9 o'clock Liches were imported 10 minutes late from their multiverse into our timeline. This is my world, this is our world of the left-hand horrors. I am the real Ronaldo Marquis de Slad, and this is my house! If that ever... The other Ronaldo deserves to be in that little doll, and I will figure out a fitting punishment for him. But then once he's gone, once he's free, life will return back to normal, just you and me and our home here. Do you understand, Rowena?
As you wish, sir.
Good, good. Well then, that is all I have for you tonight. Kiss the girls goodnight for me. I think I need to be alone for a while before I figure out how to find my long-lost friends. It's been a little longer than I expected, but I suppose they need help finding the what's-a-thingy, what's-a-whoozy, you know, the big bad, all that jazz. That will be all, Rowena. Have a good night.
And Ronaldo, the last time you've met them, the meeting point, the rendezvous, was still the Necro Tree. You haven't talked to them since then, so far, you don't know that there's a new rendezvous in Sigil. Unless, of course, you try to communicate with someone. But on that note, let's bring the party back to their lava fun. I hope by now you guys have thought about what do you want to negotiate with I Am Nizu.
Yeah, right.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, great. All right.
Who is also playing Baroque music as he waits over the lava.
Oh no, that's just how slow I am to switch the track.
Grays off. I think your book may be our best bet.
Alright.
The first thing I would try. Excuse me.
Okay, Mr. I Am Nizu. You say you want magic and secrets and arcane knowledge, yes? And you are an enemy of Vecna, yes? And you are familiar with that Dr. Azov.
I am no enemy of Vecna. I am an admirer
your
and a
lady
counselor
is
to
she
my
not?
lady. Well, let me put it this way. Lady Fiona is a diplomat, and a very cunning one. Vecna is an enemy of her, but she is no enemy of Vecna. Or perhaps she is.
Does it not help to have information about your enemies, whether they are your enemies or you are their enemies? Either way.
Not my enemies personally, but if they are enemies to
mean
my
for your
lady, they
lady.
are enemies to me.
Yes, that I believe that tracks. Very well. And you are familiar with this Dr. Azov person, yes?
No. I just heard his name once.
Yes. You are aware of who he is.
Yes, an apprentice of Vecna.
Yes, very good. But it just so happens here that when I destroyed him, I took his book, his grimoire, and he pulls the Dr. Azov's grimoire out of his bag. You see this here? I assume, being so wise in the ways of magic and a powerful spellcaster, you know what a precious thing a wizard's spellbook is to him, yes? That they contain more than simply spells and incantations, that they also contain his thoughts, his very mind, so to speak. That they contain a wizard's everything. It is everything to a wizard, his spellbook, his grimoire. And as one of Vecna's top lieutenants, this book, undoubtedly, will have insights into Vecna's machinations. It is a very valuable thing to anyone who finds themselves pitted against Vecna in any context.
Which grimoire you are showing him? Is there
The
any
one
grimoire
that
that you are carrying?
The one that he took from the remains of Dr. Azov.
I don't see in your inventory. Where did you take note of that?
Oh shoot! I think I forgot to put it in my actual inventory when we took it. But yeah, it's in his backpack, or is where it should be.
Okay.
And that's where he pulled it from.
Okay. Give me a second.
It's an arcane grimoire +2, like the same one as the one that is Drazolf's, but this one is the one that he took from.
But it's a different.
Dr.
Yeah.
Azov.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking it could perhaps be a different book. Okay. You show this to him, and he. Oh, and I'm still in his voice mode. He says to you, my. How do you call yourself?
I am Galithros the Dim.
Galitrus the Dim.
Yeah.
Well, Galitrus, you see,
Greek laughs a little bit.
I would have to assess this book. Would you mind? And he extends a mage hand towards you for you to hand it over the spell book to the mage hand.
Drazolf hesitates for a moment and then says, "Very well," and he places it into the mage hand.
And he brings the book to him, and he takes a minute and casts Identify on it. And as his eyes glow, and you can see flames coming out of his eyes, and he starts to laugh maniacally. There is nothing useful in here. Nothing that I can consume or do anything with it. Perhaps. Is that what I think it is? And he looks at you as he's staring at your amulet of proof against detection and location.
Well, that would depend on what you think it is.
Is that an amulet of proof against detection and location?
Perhaps.
Now you see, that is a very expensive currency in the Nine House. Would you perhaps have a ring of mind shielding as well?
Wait, do I have one of those? I don't think I do.
I know I don't.
I don't either.
Nope.
Not
None of you
on
guys
me?
have it.
I cannot say that I've got one on me, but perhaps I could get one for you at some point, if that would.
Well,
Make
let's
the deal?
see. Let's see. Not just that alone. I can see one on him as well. Well, perhaps all the three amulets of the three of you put together with that arcane grimoire. And how many soul coins can you produce?
Midge holds out the 2 that she has in her hand.
This is all I've got.
Drazolf is going to pull out one. Yes, just this.
I'm poor. I have 0.
Well, 3 soul coins, 3 amulets of proof against detection, and 1 arcane grimoire, which I know 80% of the spells inside, and quite frankly, the notes and the knowledge inside are probably not very useful. Well, to make sense of the ramblings of a mind like yours. Well,
Not like mine.
I'm feeling
Not
that
like
this
mine. Or imitate.
this is still too light for the price of introduction, and disturbing my lady and request her time to a bunch of strangers that claim they can defeat Vecna when they just got their asses kicked by a dragon.
I would not describe it that way. We simply got teleported away. It happens to everybody.
Right. The lava bath wasn't that bad.
Teleported away.
Yes, it was quite rude, really. I mean, I thought that wasn't supposed to be happening in these parts. But perhaps your lady's realm is not so secure as you should have been keeping it. Because we
Well,
could have just been teleported here by any old dragon. I mean, that's sort of a poor reflection on your performance.
that is probably a flaw in your explanation. There's probably a logical reason why you ended up in Filigetos. But I would have to understand this dragon a little bit more, and that's not worthy of my time. I will stress the point again. The deal seems a bit light. If you put those items, yes, they have some value, but still seem a bit light. Perhaps you can add a little bit more than the fairy tales you've been telling me. Perhaps you can give me a true piece of arcane secret knowledge. Perhaps you can sweeten the deal by adding something more valuable than these items I've referred.
Drazolf is gonna open the portable hole and pull out of it Dr. Azolf's Staff of Arcane Supremacy. How about this? Yes, this instead of the amulets. You know what this is? It is very useful, very powerful. Take a look.
Not instead. In addition, your deal is light, and you're trying to make it the same weight. Yes, it's a nice magical item.
More powerful.
But you see, my friend, in the Nine Hells, most creatures are resistant to magic. Well, most creatures that matter are resistant to magic. So it's not as useful in the Nine Hells as it is outside. I do understand for a creature like you, this is probably amazing, but I have seen too much in the millennia I've been alive.
Only a millennia? I mean, really, that you are a youngster.
Yes, indeed. I am Nizu.
I really don't want to give up these amulets. That's the thing. We need them.
Yeah,
Is there
that
some
seems like a bad idea.
with using the actor feed of Vokar's voice? Can Kirik remember some old arcane knowledge that Vokar has told us and try to tell the I am Nizu in Vokar's voice?
Roll intelligence. About what? You gotta narrow down your search as well.
All right. Well,
That's one.
okay.
Whatever it is, you got inspiration, but whatever it is, just narrow down the search.
Something that's arcane knowledge. All right. How about I tell him about the raw of the 7 pieces and how to use it? The old arcane knowledge of that Vecna is trying to take.
Vokar never told you how to use it.
All right.
That's something he's keeping for when you guys have the 7 parts.
What is the arcane secret I told Landro when Landro asked for an arcane secret? Can I tell him the I am Nizu the same thing?
I don't know. You would have to tell it. That's your secret.
Is there any value? I know the connection to Vecna. Is there any value for the Librum of Souls and Flesh?
Well,
This guy?
that is probably more valuable than that arcane thing, since you can communicate with Vecna through that.
You guys okay if I try and get rid of that?
Yeah. I mean, Drazolf is already stuffing the staff back in the hole since it wasn't wanted.
Well,
Okay.
he said he wanted in addition to it.
No, you thought that was useless. I thought no, it was off the table. You turned your nose up at it, and now it is gone.
So I I'm not, I'm hesitant to reveal this because, well, I understand that you personally don't really feel one way or the other about the Whispered One, but I happen to have a book that will allow you to communicate with him. Would that be of any interest?
I'm listening.
And she pulls out the Librum of Souls and Flesh.
The
Do not
cursed
open
Libram
it, please.
of souls
Yes,
and
it is.
flesh. And he
That's
extends.
a good idea. I didn't
He
want to say anything
extends
'cause
it.
I haven't been part of it, but oof.
He extends his mage hand. The floor flies down all the way to you to reach for the tome. And as he picks at the tome and it flies towards him, he casts Identify on it. And now you can see a true smile on his face. I knew liches carry interesting things. I knew the negotiation was worthy. That's the wisdom that comes with time. You see, liches are very stingy. But if you shake them really nice, something precious drops. And look at this. A tome of still tongue. Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That was a bad idea.
There are only 5 copies of this in existence. And this one was made to be disguised as a different tome. You see, it doesn't have the tongue. Interesting. An instrument of diplomacy that can indeed be useful to my lady in the 9 house. Well, on top of everything else you have offered so far, I will accept this as a valuable enough trade to be worthy of mine and my lady's time.
Guys, I need one of you to try and save our amulets. Midge doesn't have the charisma to do it.
I could give arcade knowledge. I told Landrew. I finally remembered it by looking at my notes.
That's
Yeah, Creek's definitely got the best persuasion, so.
that's a pretty cheap amulet in sigil, guys. In sigil.
Okay.
Fair.
You guys spent I think 5K on them. That was pretty cheap.
Creek
Okay.
used 4 in gold and soul coins, but yes.
All right.
Don't we need to hold on to those so that like we don't get instantly just like targeted by everybody?
Well, they are protecting you against the reason why you're using is for Vecna not to trace you. But you are in the 9
Right.
hells and he can't trace you here anyway. So they are a bit redundant with the 9 hells. As you are in the domain of
okay.
Asmodeus and divination doesn't work while you're inside here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
And
you're cloaked. For the time being, you're cloaked by the 9 hells.
okay.
And this is one of those items that are very rare to come to the 9 hells, but they are worthy a lot of them a lot in the 9 hells because, well, devils love to be able to hide themselves from others. So if a devil is casting a divination spell to scry on someone else in the 9 hells, this amulet will protect them from that. But it won't. But they don't need to be protected from divination coming from outside of the 9 hells, which is your case. You're worried about Vecna, not about Asmodeus scrying on you.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation, because
Thank you.
if anything, you've you've convinced us of the importance of these amulets. So we put our trust in your hands, oh wise and faithful legend maker of dreams.
It never made sense to me.
They-
Can't they just like, leave the Nine Hells to buy this stuff in mass bulk?
They could, right? That's why there are merchants and traders and smugglers in the Nine Hells that are very rich because they are trading this sort of items. But it's also a dangerous items for someone to have if you're loyal to someone and they discover you're using a ring of mind shielding. You just broke the trust, and they will demote you into a lemure. So yeah, it's at the same time a valuable but also a dangerous item.
See.
But yeah, it's these sort of items are quite valuable around here. Ring of Mind Shielding, it's more valuable than a soul coin, the 9 Hells. So while soul coins are already very valuable. Anyway, he accepts the deal. Do you guys take the deal? Are you getting rid of 3 soul coins, all your amulets, the Arcane Grimoire, and the Tome of Steel Tongue?
That's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Not fine with me.
Very well. You can update your inventories. And he says, excellent doing business with you, Liches. Yes. Turns out that my little routine walk has been rewarded. Ah, very interesting turn of events. Serendipity, some would say. Now, this will be a very useful instrument for the 9 Hells. A means for Belial and Fierna to communicate with the Lich God, with the Overlord, demon of all the layers of the abyss. Ah, yes. In the midst of the blood war, what a delicious gift from destiny. All right. Hold hands.
I hold hands.
How much time has passed, would you say, during this conversation, Legend?
Probably half an hour.
All right, You know what? Midge will...
Hold on just a second.
And she'll turn back into herself.
My invulnerability is gone.
Are you sure? You're going back to yourself, Midge?
You don't think I should? Oh,
Well,
I need to hide that I'm...
You
yeah,
still have 20 minutes to go.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll hold
And in
it
your
then.
and in your previous form, you were very uncomfortable around lava. That's why.
Okay, alright, that's fine. I'll hold this.
Very well. He snaps his finger, and you find yourselves inside a cave, not surrounded by lava. Inside a cave. Roll 20. Catch the clue. Come on. Oh, wow. All right. I mean, it's been a while since the jump gate gave me a reason to play this.
I'm bringing back some of the a bunch of the old classics, from the restroom to the elevator music.
Yep. Oh boy. Jump gate is loading.
This is just what the I am Nizu teleporting with the others looks like.
Yes.
They're in like a little, very, very tiny pocket demi-plane thing, just all black, and he's just looking at them sideways, awkwardly, like.
Yeah, any minute now, an elevator. Oh boy. Unbelievable.
This is actually the fastest VIP teleportation. Yeah.
I gotta say, this the longest time I've hold hands with you guys.
Oh.
No, you're not all skin and bones on that hand. I can feel some density.
Oh. All right. It seems. Oh no. Still loading. I don't know what's happening. It just
I
loading
am
forever.
starting to be wanting a refund.
Nah, just enjoy the moment. Come on, Viscous. This is great.
I'm Nizu. Asmodeus, is this thing on?
Just don't tell Temptress. She'll get jealous.
Press now to call attendant.
Yeah, I'm still on the lava. I'm still on the
Very well.
old map.
I'm bringing you to the new one now. You open your eyes, and you are in the middle of this cave, this abandoned temple. Pillars
all
rise. It's all black.
Do I not have dark vision?
Oh, I can see it.
There you go.
No. There we go.
Um,
Okay.
So-
All right.
Visible for
It
me,
loaded.
but it's
It
visible
loaded
on the
now.
stream.
So
So cool.
you find yourselves at Drazov. You look at the ground and you say, so there are traces of Tiamat. There are still traces of Tiamat. However, this seems something most people have forgotten. And I'm
I
doing
assume
this
that's
in the wrong
what
words.
he's thinking.
So, as you look at the ground of this place, this seems to be a sort of temple inside a cave. But the temple is in ruins, is destroyed. There's no signs of to what god this temple is, except for the
Sure
decoration.
there is. It's on the ground.
Except for the decoration on the ground, which the only person in here that knows what it means is Drazov. No one else remembers who the hell Tiamat is.
It's clearly blue Vecna, red Vecna, black Vecna, green Vecna, white Vecna.
Probably the dragons being birthed by Vecna. That's what that symbol means. And
Guzzle's just gonna look around at everybody, point at the gesture wildly at the design on the floor, and go, "You see, this is what I am talking about. This is Tiamat. I have told you. I drew you a picture. Remember? I will draw it again. You see?" He pulls out another piece of parchment, just taps his pen or his quill to it, and it forms instantly a beautiful rendition of a beautiful image of Tiamat. Shows it around. You see? Look at the ground. Look at the picture. This is what I am talking about. This is Tiamat.
What Greek
You
says, go like, see, there's 5 colors. Vecna, you know what else? Vecna has 5 letters. 5 colors. Tiamat, that sounds like more than 5 letters. Where's the more... Just Greek
That means nothing. You are insane.
As you look around this room, the pillars go 150 feet up to the ceiling of the cave. The walls of this temple don't go that high. They are destroyed in between the pillars. There are signs of dry blood everywhere and signs of battle, old battle. There are bones on the ground, rusty weapons, remains of clothes, and yes, perhaps at some point this was something. Flying about 50 feet up in the air is what seems to be a well-equipped pit fiend that is staring at all of you as if he's some sort of a bodyguard. Standing there on the ground, looking at you with an somewhat uninterested look on her face, is this humanoid-looking lady. You can see that her appearance is that of a humanoid except for the hooves and the horns. She seems to be fairly confident and fairly serious. She looks at all of you, and all of you gotta do a DC-22 Wisdom saving throw immediately for being in her presence. Let me see if I can. Yes, let me show this. Let me see if I can pop this
Anyone
up.
want to help me out? That's a nat one.
I'll give you my inspiration. I'll use lucky for me.
Here she is.
Thank you.
So you should have seen the pop-up of her.
Yeah, that's
Appearing.
not enough. I failed as well.
I used my inspiration to reroll, and I passed on the second time.
Excellent. Midge, was that a nat one? You
No, I
rerolled.
yeah.
All right. So, as you all enter this room, she is standing there, and she says,
I hear from my advisor that you have something of an interest in destroying and defeating an enemy of mine. Please approach. I am not in that a good hostess.
Krieg
Yeah.
shakes as he approaches slowly, just like shaking and shivering a little bit, like, okay.
If you fail the check, I'm in the wrong voice to say that.
if you fail the check, you are intimidated by her presence. You feel that she's the ruler of this layer of the Nine Hells. So, in her own right, in her turf, she's as powerful as a lesser deity.
Aren't we immune to being frightened, though?
You're not frightened.
That's what I was wondering.
You are intimidated.
Intimidated. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm shaking and shivering a bit.
Well, Drazolf passed the check, so he's just gonna walk forward, and this time he is actually going to do like a proper bow, though. And as he does, he says, you must be the great Lady Fierna. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh yes, I am Fiona. And who are you? Who do I have the pleasure to meet?
I am, of course, Albestros the Gaseous. I see that you have heard of me.
Albestros the Gaseous. Very
Yes.
well. And what about the rest of you?
Creek will bow and nervously, I am Creek, the Spirit King. Please don't hurt me. Pleasure to meet you.
Well,
I'm Midge Timberkin, the Archdruid of Fungus.
well, these are my advisors. The chief of my guard, Lord Pitful, and I am Mizu, which you had a pleasure to meet already. My trusted advisors and heads, chiefs of staff, and other important roles they occupy in my organization. my father's organization. I am the Princess of Hellfire. I am the ruler of the Judas alongside my father. Yes, the rulers you've heard are truth. I am the smartest creature, the most ingenious creature that was ever created in the Night House. Except, of course, for our Lord, the ruler of the Night House, Asmodeus. I am Yerda. I am contrary to many the Night House. I have had the pleasure of meeting Vecna. Yes, I used to be, for some time, a diplomatic envoy, but an attaché in missions to negotiate between Asmodeus and Vecna during the Blood War. Most intensive period. Now, that we are just playing in a war of attrition. It seems that my role has been diluted and dissolved. Well, I know how Vecna is, so I had to take guarantees. So before leaving his presence, I made sure I had leverage on him, so that he wouldn't be able to come after me to try and resolve the lust die, because I know a bit too much. I'm always fascinated by those that think that they can sell me something that I don't yet know. Well, and I trust Mizu wouldn't waste my time unless it was something worthy. So, I don't have all day. Why are you here? What is that you want?
Well, that is quite an introduction, and you are somehow you still remain humble through all of that. Very impressive. Yes, we have come to ask you for your assistance with destroying that, and offer ours in return. Offer our assistance in destroying Vecna in exchange for yours.
How exquisite. Sit, please. You may sit to the ground, rest, and and tell
Very
me,
generous, thank you. It has been a long day. It will feel good to take a load off.
tell me details. How exactly is that your plan? And I need all this disrespect to my unexpected guests. How is that your plan to destroy one of the biggest greater deities that the multiverse has ever had? A triple god.
Midge will reach, because again, she's not good with words. She will reach into her handy haversack, and I will hand my piece of the rod to Drazov.
Drazov is gonna take the Midge's rod piece and hold it up. This is how. I assume that you, brilliant and clever as you are, know what this is, yes?
I have one myself.
Exactly. and that is how we will bring ruin to Vecna and all of his machinations.
Well, while I appreciate the thought, that is just a fancy spell scroll. I don't see. I have mine, and it seems that Vecna puts a lot of value on it. But it's an ancient artifact that has no value in its own. It's fragmented, destroyed, pieces scattered across the multiverse. How do you think that having two pieces will give you any edge on a master, on the god of magic
That's not
himself?
the case. But that's not the case.
We have traveled across the multiverse in many places to find each individual piece, except the seventh piece. We bring a couple as proof of our adventures, and we are amidst an ally that hates Vecna and has been in hiding from him, if you've heard of the name Vokar.
Oh. The disobedient?
That's correct.
I don't know what you just said. I don't know what you just said.
The
The-
disobedient.
The
Oh,
disobedient.
the disobedient. Yes, okay. Thank you.
He has been the mastermind, and we've been collecting all the pieces, and he has knowledge of how to use the rod when it's all complete. I'm aware you now have this last piece we're looking for.
That old crow. I'm quite fond of him. Just like he's one of the few who truly understands how Vecna's minds work. And he's one of the few who managed to survive him. Vecna doesn't leave many loose ends. There are a few of us. Kaz and Vokar, myself.
Oh, we've had the pleasure of meeting Kaz as well.
Funny that
did
you
you?
should mention him. Because you see, we're up against the clock. We are racing against Kaz. Ha! Maybe you should have a seat. Because we're about to explain something else to you that might not make sense.
You
Vokar?
come to my court and tell me to sit down. I ain't your
It was a
sweetheart.
euphemism. No, it meant no. It was I don't really mean that you need to sit down. It's just a turn of phrase for like, get comfortable because we're about to blow your mind. Okay,
Well-
maybe I need to not talk. Someone else want to tell her about like the timelines and all that shit.
Yes, very well. I think Creek should do it.
You know, that's the first thing you've had trusted me since the Lady of Pain sent us into a maze and we got out of it. I'll happily.
Yes, if somebody is going to get put in a maze, I would much rather it be you than me.
All right. Well, Creek gives a 1-minute speech and how there are two timelines, two rods, and we're trying to collect the pieces of the rod, and how like there's.
And we're up
two-
against Kaz
And we've
to
also talked
try and
about-
get them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I talk about Fact of Skull and like life and death and like a lot of things that Vecna has been messing with. And then ultimately, with Vokar leading this, we're having a plan to defeat Vecna himself.
I need a bit more context.
About everything, or what in particular?
About what you just explained. It feels not enough.
Well, there's 7 pieces of the rod. We've traveled to Primus. We've traveled to Eberron. We've gone through each different planes to find each piece, and I know with the 7 pieces, there's ancient knowledge to be utilized. Vokar has the means to use that rod, and knows that this is the best case we have against Vecna and his ever-growing power.
How does this have anything to do with timelines?
Because he's altering reality.
Huh.
As Gastrius is saying, whoever this Tiamat is, but I don't believe that. I know Vecna's the mother of dragons.
Yes, you are clearly delusional, just like everyone else except for me. But Tiamat is the mother of dragons. Vecna is simply an imposter, and he is using his powers and his influence to rewrite reality. It is a huge problem. It will rewrite you soon enough if you do not help us.
Honestly, if you had the power to rewrite timelines and make things different to make it better for you, I could see why he's doing that.
So he finally started his ritual of remaking?
If that is what you want to call it, yes.
Yes, that's one of the secrets I stole from him. Interesting.
Apparently has implications on life and death. When we talked to Facto Skull and Sigil, his head was puzzled to why he couldn't maintain balance of what he does for his work.
Of course it is. Vecna always hated the god of death, Errol. They were, well, not in good terms with each other. Vecna is not willing to pay the currency that Errol requests for death. And he made a deal with Arcus to create a final type of undeath when he became a lich. A specific type. And then he kept adding things to the mix of what he is until he became a god. But yes, I would think that Nerol is probably in Vecna's blacklist. You see, that's why Volca resorted to Nerol in the first place when he fled from Vecna. Because he knew Nerol could use a cleric or a champion that had inside knowledge of Vecna's organization.
You prove a good point. I do recall him saying a prill in the rule to just make 2 of Vecna's apprentices disappear. Made those liches, instantly evaporate.
Yes. Volca is, for a human, for a mortal, truly extraordinary. The feats he accomplished. And the fact that even with all his cunning, Vecna hasn't yet figured out how to outmaneuver Volcar.
He always says have a contingency and a few other things when I talk to him. Then I'll use my actor feat to impersonate his voice perfectly. Did I roll a performance on that, Legend?
No, just role play it.
Yeah, you know the say, a lich in time saves 9. Always have a contingency. You never know when Vecna's gonna come after me.
Yes. I've a very good impression. I had the pleasure of meeting him just a few times when I was doing the diplomatic affairs between Asmodeus and Vecna. I was there when it happened, when he went from being the obedient to the disobedient, and I was there to see the rage in Vecna's eyes, and how many assassins he sent after Volca, powerful ones, planeswalkers, liches, you name it. None of them were successful in fighting him or destroying him. Well, despite the nostalgic sensation and that all these memories bring, and I do have an intuition about what you're saying to be true. I'm still missing the purpose of your visit. What do you expect to obtain here? Are you thinking that I'm just going to freely and willingly surrender a piece of the Road of Seven Parts to you?
No.
Mid steps forward.
No. We would never expect that. We understand that everything comes with a price. I would like to offer you, in exchange for your piece of the rod, this.
And she holds out her ultimate talisman of, or talisman of, what is it called? Talisman of Ultimate Evil.
Evil.
Yeah.
Rizu. Is that what I think it is?
Yes, my lady. That is one of those dark Eurigger's talismans.
That could be useful. But you see,
Just so you know,
I have the
because-
impression that is less useful to me than the rod is useful to you. So I still have this feeling that I'm getting, the short end of the stick in this.
well, if I may, I would like to point out that in exchange for getting us here, your advisor does have an interesting object himself that he said he was going to share with you.
Are you trying to
My
pin my advisor against me?
No, I am merely letting you know that he now has a means of communication with Vecna himself.
That is interesting, but I believe whatever deal you've made with my advisor does not extend to our current deal.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure. That's why I typically keep my mouth shut.
And she'll back up.
Greek will pipe up and says, I'm sure you have a couple of things that could give us of equal value. I know we've had to make deals with other holders of the rod, whether it be upholding two promises, returning the rod back, or exchanging arcane knowledge. Surely, as you see, this is a good opportunity to destroy Vecna, but I understand this won't be out of goodwill. But tell me, what are some thoughts that come into your mind for what we could offer as value to borrow or utilize that piece of the rod?
Borrow. You would bring that piece back to me and pay interest on it?
I already have to bring one piece back to another holder of the rod.
This is the one we're going to trade, isn't it? We won't get this piece back.
Oh fudge!
That's above the table.
Out of character. I forgot about that.
Yeah, above the table. What if we offer and sign a contract and whatnot? Because devils love their contracts.
I'm already under contract, sadly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, what if the deal that we make with her is that she gives us this piece, and in return, after we destroy Vecna, we give her the whole rod.
We can't do that. We have to give a piece back to Facto Skull.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Oh,
And that's too powerful. Let's not forget that she's not a friend or a nice person.
Yeah.
We have to give her two.
Yeah.
Who
that's-
here is a
there
nice
go-
person?
There is going to be a
We're
power
nicer than
vacuum, and
her.
we'd basically be handing her. Yeah, that's
Yeah, like why defeat Vecna when we're getting, discount Vecna? It's like still a problem.
yeah.
Well, I'm not
Ronaldo,
sure.
you should be here with us.
I know.
I have inspiration for you.
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I have to.
Well, I mean, we'll give her all the credit, or she'll be able to take all the credit for destroying Vecna, who at this point is the overlord of the Abyss, so that
Come on, you don't
effectively
want
winning
that
the
I mean,
Blood War.
Perhaps.
There you
Vecna
go.
has
Say
items.
that RP that, because I think that's
All right.
might be a good thing to remind her of.
Play to her narcissism.
Very well, Fiona. We could sit here and try to barter trinkets with you, but I really think that you are above all that. But let me put it this way. If you give us this piece of the rod, we will, and in exchange, you will get this above the table. What was the thing you gave her again? The amulet of ultimate evil?
I haven't given her yet because we haven't agreed on
like
anything.
what's on
the talisman of
evil?
ultimate evil. Yes, that's correct.
Back in character. You will get the talisman of ultimate evil, and once we have destroyed Vecna, who is allegedly the overlord of the Abyss, you will be able to take credit for effectively winning the Blood War once and for all. Your forces will be able to just overwhelm the pit full of demons, and I mean, I think that will be very good for you and your standing in the Nine Hells. I suspect Asmodeus himself will be impressed.
You see Nizu coming close to her and whispering something, and then flying back. And she looks at you and says,
Well, that's now you see, and that's an interesting proposition. So, you are willing to formalize yourselves as my envoys, my secret Green Beret squad that is going to defeat the Lord Demon of all the layers of the Abyssman and the Blood War, so that I will take the credit and you are willing to formalize that into a contract. And let's call that amulet your stamp duty for that contract. Is that correct?
I would like to clarify 2 points, just to make sure that everything is above board for this contract signing. Firstly, I will not wear a silly green hat. Secondly, we are not promising...
At which point, Midge takes out her barnacle hat and puts it on top of her little draconic head.
Heck yeah, about time.
And secondly, we are not promising to end the Blood War. We are simply saying that we will destroy Vecna. After that, what happens is up to you and your forces. We are not claiming that we will destroy all the demons of the Abyss. That will be on you to deal with, but I'm sure it will be much easier once Vecna is out of the picture, and you will be able to take credit for that victory. as we will formalize our alliance with you as your ally, as your agent.
I accept. I accept
good.
these terms, but I have a few conditions. One, as part of the contract, you will sign. There is a 9th level Shea's spell that will forbid you or ever say my name to Vecna or any other devil in the 9 hells until Vecna is dead. Your alliance with me must remain complete secret. You will be my
Agreed.
secret agent.
Question: will this prevent us from saying her name? This contract?
To any devils in the 9 hells or to Vecna. Yes.
I'm asking about. Okay, no. So we can't physically actually say her name once we sign this contract, or it'll be a breach of contract if we say her name.
Yes,
just seeking
until Vecna is dead. Yes.
But yes, to which one? That we are
Yeah,
physically incapable, or that we will
Like if they were to try to say, well,
be in
you know,
breach of
we were
contract.
talking to
You
Fiera,
are-
it would turn into
You are capable of saying her name, just not to devils and to of the 9 hells and to Vecna.
It would be it would be a breach of contract if we said that. Sorry.
It would be a breach
Or
of
we
contract. So a jazz spell says the following. Let me put here for you guys. So basically, she's creating a psychic damage reminder that you should not say her name. So it's not a physical impediment.
Oh, okay.
So
I know the spell.
It's a 9th level jazz spell, and by signing this, you're gonna take 5d10 points of psychic damage if you act in a manner that is counter to this.
Yeah.
Now, because it's a 9 level,
So
they spell lasts until it's ended by a wish spell, greater restoration, and so on. But because it's in a contract, of course you have clauses in this contract that prevent you from ending the spell. So one of the terms of the Gia's spell is going to be you cannot end the Gia's spell. Well, each clause of the contract is going to be very volatile. Well, we know devils. So, it's an ironclad contract for most likely, because in your experience with devils, that's what you should expect.
yeah. Okay. I understand. I just was seeking clarification if we physically would be able to say it, or if we're just in breach of contract if we did.
Yeah,
so I understand now.
Mechanically,
this is just.
I'll tell you how this is going to play out. I'll treat this the same as the necrotic damage you take from wish stress. It cannot be avoided. It bypasses resistance. You do it, you take 5d10 psychic damage.
Understood.
The good news is if you're just taking psychic damage. It will remind you not to say Fierna. Now, here's the good part though. Here's the silver lining. Say you are talking to someone that just looks like a normal person to you, or maybe just a normal devil, and you don't know if that devil is from the 9 hells or not from the 9 hells. You say the name Fierna to them. If you take damage, they are from the 9 hells. So
it helps us know. Okay.
Yes, because you have devils that are in different that leave other areas in the gate towns, in the outlands, and so on and so forth. She's specifically telling you no devil in the 9 hells can know about this, about your association to her, and most importantly, Vecna can know until Vecna is dead. That's the condition. That's our first condition.
Okay.
And just to clarify that further, is it that we cannot say her name, or that we can't let anyone know that we are working for/with her.
Yeah, so you can ask this in character.
Okay. All right. Just to clarify, is it the saying of your name that is the issue, or the affiliation that is the issue? Like, if I hear someone, if I am walking through the Nine Hells, just on a random stroll, like I'm going shopping, and I hear someone talk about the beauty of Fierna, and I say, "Oh yes, Fierna is truly beautiful." Is that all right? Will that be a breach of contract? Or is it only if I were to say, "Oh yes, I'm working with her very closely, and she was looking radiant today"?
It's all of the above. I want
That is
no
good to know.
no direct, indirect nation to affiliation to my name, to me, to anyone in the Nine Hells. I want zero suspicions. Devils are very cunning, they're very clever. I want they can read your mind. I want zero suspicions. And particularly to Vecna. You should this deal between us, while Vecna is alive, is brought to light. I will deny it, and I want to have plausible deniability. And that's why you're not actually making the deal with me. You're going to make the deal with Mizu.
Very well.
Oh, if I'm gonna make the deal with them, Lord I am Nizu, I have a separate request. Everywhere I travel and I take out the lyre again, I always love to get autographs of famous and powerful people. I would be honored if you signed my lyre as well, as part of my journeys.
And it gives you a lot. Well, that was my first condition. The second condition, that will be in the contract, is that once we're done, I would expect you to return a piece of the rod to me.
She didn't specify. She just said a piece. I think that's fair.
Yep.
Yes, just to be clear, it can be any piece of the rod?
Yes. I don't care.
Yes, I think we can probably make that happen.
Yes, that is just an insurance policy. And finally, most importantly, Vecna has a particular tool that I'm very interested in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He carries that tool inside his rib cage.
Oh, Saturday campaign.
Inside his ribcage, you say?
Yes.
Does it
He
have
starts
a
taking notes.
name?
Yes, it's known as the Book of Vile Darkness.
You don't say.
Once Vecna is destroyed, I want that knowledge. Bring it to me.
Yes, I mean, it does sound very, very lovely. I think we can agree that once Vecna is destroyed, we will bring you something from inside his ribcage.
No, that's not what I'm going to put in the contract. I want the Book of Vile Darkness knowledge brought to me.
Midge looks at Spirit King. What does Spirit King's face look like in response?
He's looking at I am Nizu to get that signature, and when he glances over and says, "Well, this is the price to pay to get the rod piece, and we do not have much time. Besides, it's better knowing where the Book of Vile Darkness is going to be, because who knows who anyone else would do with it."
I want to be very clear on
we
his
are
wording.
we are completely aware though, because that's all he talks about, that he wants the book. Am I correct?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
only
I don't think
interested
he's
in-
made any secret of that.
Oh yeah, I'm only
Okay,
interested
that's what
in
I thought.
destroying Vecna. I was about to say my interest is not getting you that book.
Yeah,
That's gonna be up to you if you
Yeah,
want to take that deal.
that's your cross to bear.
Yes, I want to be very clear here with the wording. Just for the sake of clarity, I have no personal interest in this, of course. I am simply here to help
Well,
rid the
deception.
multiverse of Vecna.
Well, deception, and good luck with that deception. Anything short for the net 20.
Oh,
she just raises one eyebrow, you know she's not buying it.
He's like sweating profusely and it's sizzling in his fire hair.
Even though you're the only one not intimidated, you're suddenly like,
yeah.
Not the book.
All right. Let's just be clear on the wording here, because wording is everything when you are writing a contract, as we all know, I'm sure we can all appreciate. After Vecna is destroyed, you will receive the Book of Vile Darkness contained in his ribcage. That was contained in his ribcage. Yes?
I want the knowledge that is in the book.
You want the knowledge that is... Oh, okay, well, that is... see, this is why it helps to be specific. Once Vecna is destroyed, we will deliver to you the knowledge contained in the Book of Vile Darkness. Yes?
You're gonna bring the book to me, and the knowledge that the book contains.
Well, you just said that you wanted the knowledge. Now you want the knowledge and the book. Now you are changing the
My-
terms.
My terms have not changed. I said from the start that my third and last condition is that you're going to bring to me the book of Vile Darkness, the knowledge that it contains.
But if you've got the knowledge, why do you need the book?
I see. You want the book for yourself.
Who said that?
Wow.
deception.
Yeah.
It's like a toddler who's like got chocolate on their face and they're standing there.
Yeah, like,
Where'd
I
it
didn't
go?
need any ice cream.
Once I'll give you one little compromise. Once I receive the book and I verify the knowledge that is in there is truthful, reliable, once I validate, you can make a copy of the book.
Very well. So, I will bring you the book. You will validate that it is the true book. I will make a copy. You can keep the copy.
No. Nice try, though.
I'm still gonna get my liar signed by you, Lord Iron Yuzu, correct?
And he nods to you.
Okay, thank you.
uh,
Do we have a deal?
very well. Very well.
I
Once
agree.
Vecna is destroyed, I will bring the book to you. You will verify the knowledge. I will then receive the book back, that I may make a copy. You will keep the original. I will keep the copy. Yes?
He will do the copy in my palace, in my presence.
Very well. Yes, whatever.
Very well.
All right.
We have an understanding.
Yes, I think, and he looks to Creek and Midge, nodding, or checking to see if they also approve.
Midge
book-
nods her head.
The book doesn't matter to me. Creek is excited for the signature. He nods and agrees.
And,
Yes, I think we have come to an arrangement.
and Amnesu comes towards you guys, and he magically creates this scroll it's like it's made of gold, and it unfolds, and it's probably like 50 feet long. After it unrolls, it goes all the way. He's 40 feet in the air. It goes all the way from where he is all the way down, and still rolls a little bit on the floor. And there's a place at the end for you guys to sign. And he tells you all, go ahead and sign. Everything's pretty standard.
Drazolf waits a bit while his manifest mind flies up and reads every last word and like clause in the entire contract as it floats down.
While he reads.
Oh, then you guys can take a short rest. That would take
Well,
some
remember
time.
that was my wish. Remember that was my wish anyway. So
There you go.
While he reads, I'm gonna make the most beautiful Creek drawing of my signature.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And he signs while Drazop is reading. You guys can apply a short rest to your character sheets. You can attune to that.
I'm attuned to.
You can
I'm
attune to
attuned
the
to the barnacle
barnacle.
hat.
Let me bring you back to your original self, Midge.
I'm guessing he signs my lyre as well.
Yes, he does. And and I'm saying all this in the wrong voice. He signs your lyre, and Fierna, as you were still reading the contract, Fierna and her other and her general leave the place. Since you already made an arrangement, there is no reason why she would wait for you to see the contract. If there is any need to call her back, Nizu will do so. But before she goes, she had a few last words for you guys. I assume after you read, you're all signing the contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
All right. So before she goes, she says to you guys,
Well, I must say, whatever stream of destiny brought you here, quite a strange way things have played out. Very consequential in a way. It is, to a certain extent, a pleasure to meet those that Volkar we have chosen to follow him. I must say, he never ceases to surprise me. Excellent negotiation skills. I would expect of a devil, but never of a lich. I guess you guys been. I guess Volkar is correct of entrusting you. Putting his trust on you. I will bid you success. Again, I have no affiliation to you. And once you are done and you sign the contract, my associate will come to activate the portal. That will take you out of the 9 hells, out of the jitters, to wherever you want to go.
Actually, do you think you could take us back to Avernus? There is a dragon whose brain I would like to extract.
No.
But I want to study his brain.
Yeah, and he'll teleport you again.
Not if I take his brain out first.
Look, we do need to get at least Cyril from there. That way we can meet up with Vokar.
I'm sure whoever is in Avernus will find their way out. The portal I can open from here only leads to a place outside of the 9 hells. So, you can choose that my associate will be able to sign the contract. And Lizu, I'll lead you to the palace. We have other matters we have to address, particularly about that book of yours. There's gotta be a way we can use this to our advantage, perhaps even to their advantage. I'm sure there gotta be some delicious deception we can play with it. Vecna, so gullible.
Midge, hold on. I didn't give you the amulet yet.
And Midge,
Let me.
Midge, as you look for the amulet and you're like tapping yourself, you look at her and she's holding the amulet on her hand.
Oh, cool.
How did you do that? That was so fast. How did you do that? It's like one of those people that are talking to you and suddenly they take your clock and your die.
Yeah, pickpockets.
Wait,
Yeah.
the rod piece. Who gets the rod piece then?
She just picked her pocket.
Do we get the rod piece?
Yes. She once you sign the contract.
Is that in my bag? Is that in my bag now in place of the amulet?
Once you sign the contract, she says, Amnesu is going to give you the piece. And she leaves this place. And you guys are waiting for an associate that can open a portal. And Amnesu prepares the contract. And after you guys apply a short rest,
But are you sending to Cyril to say, hey, go back to Sigil?
sure. Bear in mind that communication spells in the Nine Hells are heard by other people.
That's fine. I'm not going to say anything like, with contracts saying, hey, we went to a Fianna. I'm saying, we're all set here. We're back in Sigil. See you there, Cyril.
Do you still want to say Sigil? Can't you do a hint?
Well, it's not like Osmosis.
Too late.
Oh,
Too late. No backsies.
too late.
All right. So, you guys say that you signed a contract. Yeah.
Mitch walks up to Drazov, tugs on his cape, and holds out her hand.
He looks down at her. What is it that you want?
My piece of the rod, please.
Oh yes. Sorry, I had forgot I even had it. And he drops it into her hand.
He hands her a
Thank
Cheeto.
you.
And as you guys sign the contract, I am Nizu says, okay, it was a pleasure doing business with you. Now that you have read the entire contract and signed, I will provide you a piece of the rod.
And he snaps his finger, and a little cloth falls on the ground.
I'm sure you are all familiar with portable holes. That is inside that portable hole. However, I must warn you, there are other things inside that portable hole. So you may want to open that perhaps in a safe place. There are some defenses inside that portable hole. But I'm sure you guys will be able to figure out how to take the rod out of that portable hole. And, well, it was a pleasure doing business with you. I'm gonna call our associate now that is able to open the portal for you. And
Okay.
Drazov picks up the portable hole very carefully and hands it to Cyril. Or hands it to Creek. Sorry. Hands it to
Oh,
Creek.
it's like, whoa! What did I miss?
Creek puts it on him, but not in his bag of holding. He puts it separately because he knows what happens. If he
Very good. Very good. Someone learned. All right.
Yeah, call me Sir Lloyd.
And right there, in the middle of the room, almost as if teleporting inside the room, the associate appears to open the portal for you.
What?
Well, hello again.
Ah, fantastic. Just the dragon I wanted to see. Now, let us talk about your brains.
No hard feelings, right? I
Well,
didn't
you understand from my lady that I must open a portal for you to leave the Nine Hells.
Yes, you have proved to me how scary you are.
Well, I have to be convinced.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of your brain needs to be inside of your skull for you to cast that spell?
As you say, I back away like 20 feet in case he breathes fire.
Yeah,
And-
Midge moves over here next to the green dragon, which she's kind of drawn to for some reason.
And he ignores the talk about his brain, and he drips a few drops of his blood on top of the in the center of this drawing of Tiamat, and suddenly you see this fiery portal opens in the middle of the room, and it just feels like you guys are jumping into another volcano.
I know.
And
Look, I
and
mean, I
he
promise I will
says,
give them back when I am done.
and he says to you, he says, before you go, I still need to key this portal to a location. Where are you headed?
Out of character, you guys agree with Sigil?
Yeah, I think
I don't
Sigil.
think we can port into Sigil though, can we?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, we can't.
He can drop you in the outlands, and then you find a portal to enter Sigil.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
That works.
very well. So, you jumping in?
Midge wild shapes into a fire mephit and just flies in.
Creek holds his breath, kind of like when you do a cannonball and jumps in like he's going to water.
And with that, all three of you jump into the portal and head towards the outlands, where you come out in the outskirts where you come out. Roll an Arcana check and I tell you where you come out.
All of us?
Yes.
Boom, that's a 30.
Very well. Drazov, somehow you're the only one who knows where you are. Let me see if I can have an image here. As you look into the distance, you see, this is the image you see. Where is it? Do I have an image for our audience? Yes, there you go. This is the image you see in the distance.
Chronepsis.
And as you land in the outlands, yes, you are looking at the entrance in this middle of this desert, the entrance of the mausoleum of Chronapsis, where you see dragons from across the plains that come to visit, seeking to learn secrets of fate. You see all sorts of dragons in this region flying around in the distance. And yes, it seems to be a very sacred place, as the dragon god of time himself lives inside that mausoleum.
Who I've met. Midge has met him.
Yes. So, do you want to go for a tea time with him, or are you heading straight to Sigil?
No, we've gotta get this done.
Is he
Very
getting
well.
a signature?
Very well.
Well, can you give us an estimation of time?
Of how long
Well,
is
of
going
course, if we talk to Chronapsis, he could probably send us.
Could
back
you give
in-
us an estimation of time?
You
what
want
I mean
an
is, no, what I mean is an estimation because we have to meet cause.
Oh, you
is
have.
it a safe assumption?
It-
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
safe
how much
assumption
time has
that you
passed?
might. No, you don't. You have no clue. First, because you were in an outer plane, and now you're in the Outlands, where time passes differently.
Yeah.
So
So we have no idea.
you have no
Okay.
sense of how much time has passed.
Do we think he can concentrate on 2 spells at once, and would he be willing to let me study his brain?
Nope. As a matter of fact, after you guys jumped through that portal, Nizmizet was almost relieved that the story about his brain is over. And
No, I meant Chronapsis.
oh, Chronapsis.
He's talking about Chronapsis.
He can't concentrate on 2 spells at the same time.
Oh, okay.
He's
Well, then-
he's concentrating on the entire
Timeline.
multiverse at all time. Yeah, at all
Yeah.
times.
All timelines
Oh,
are asking.
Oh
can
my
you see
gosh!
his
Hold
brain?
on, guys. Talking to Chronapsis about the intersecting timelines could be an interesting encounter.
Didn't we first talk
Exactly.
like in like session 2 or something?
Yeah, Patty sent. Yeah, he sent us. Patty sent us to. Patty's character sent us to Vecna's prison, and that's where those of us that were sent there were. We talked to Chronapsis.
Plus, you understand more now. Like after going to the spirit sump and meeting that lich, knowing how
soul.
souls are used to change reality, knowing how it affects the timeline. Like you might be able to talk to Chronapsis and gain more out of it this time.
Well, we
The
know
question
Chronapsis
is-
is an enemy of Vecna as well, and he was particularly
we know
interested in
that,
the
yeah.
success of your mission.
Exactly. So this is above the table. Would Chronapsis be able to ensure us that we get to our meeting with Kaz on time?
Wow,
Because
he
he
is
is
a dragon
because he's
god
the
of
time
time.
dragon.
He can
I
create
know.
time portals.
okay. Then absolutely,
could.
guys. I want to go talk to Chronapsis.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
that'd be fun.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm on board
getting
with
him,
that.
filling him, it's a nice loop back around to him, and we may be able to gain some knowledge, and maybe, yeah, I think it's beneficial.
Very well. You arrive at this desert and you head towards the massive gate of Chronapsis, while at the same time, back in Sigil, Ronaldo, you finally reach the sanctum after exchanging a few messages with Volkar. And I must say, Ronaldo, the moment you enter that room, you feel particularly strange because because both you and your vestige and the mind of her sense the vestige in the beautiful scorpion armor looking wizard that is sitting across the room. and there is a clash of charms between the two of you. It's almost like an instant attraction, like almost a narcissistic attraction that you both feel for each other. But I guess we'll figure how that plays out in the next session, as we'll conclude this session here.
Fantastic.
All right,
I
everybody.
was wondering. That was an encounter I was waiting for when the two of them met up.
Well, for those of you who've been watching us, thank you so much for watching. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. Our Patreon is linked in the description below if you want to support more video creation, more content to come out. We are releasing a bunch of new things. There's giveaways coming and all sorts of nuts, so feel free to engage and participate. Thank you all for watching, and tomorrow we have Gods vs. Eldritch Horrors. Have a good night, everybody.